What's up, you guys? Hope y'all are doing well. GME did not have its best day today. The broader market really didn't have its best day as well, and we definitely saw a lot of shorting going on with GameStop today. And I'm not surprised about this because the short ETF shares that were borrowed today was an astronomical amount. The shares that were borrowed today was an astronomical amount. Our short interest did continue to go up, and we did trigger SSR today, which is the short sale restriction rule. What this essentially does is not allow shorts to, in theory, slap the bid. They have to slap the ask instead for their short position. Now, there is ways to get around this via short ETFs, naked shorting, and other methods. So keep that in mind. But before we dive in and really cover GameStop on the daily, weekly, monthly time frame for tomorrow, if you guys can do me a favor, drop a like down on this video, hit that subscribe button, make sure that you ring that bell for the YouTube algorithm. It definitely does help me out. Now let's go ahead and cover GameStop here on the chart. So this was a very painful day. We finished down 11% for the day. We are up 0.82% in after hours, so we are hopefully moving back in the right direction. Really, today we broke through 158 like it was a knife through hot butter. We broke through 154. We retested it, and we really had an indecision around it, and we got essentially rejected off of 154 and then sold off for the rest of the day all the way down. We broke through 144. We did try here to find support on it, but we ended up closing down below it, which is not good for the stock overall. We are sitting at 144.40 for the day. We only traded 4.8 million shares in the whole entire day, which is huge. So let's cover the 5-day time frame. So this is not what we wanted. This is not what we wanted to see, and this is exactly what we don't want with this stock. Now, this is exactly what the shorts want us to do, is they want us to start freaking out and get emotional and say that the stock is failing, this is going down, this is like GameStop is doomed, the squeeze isn't going to happen. That's what the shorts want you to think. But ask yourself, just outside of looking at the price and freaking out over the price, has anything fundamentally changed about GameStop in the past 24 hours? The answer would be an astounding no. If there is something that has changed in the past 24 hours, do me a favor, drop a comment down below and let me know what has changed in the past 24 hours that would negatively affect the price of GameStop. They have erased all their long-term debt off of their books. They did an at-the-money share offering that went successfully and actually sent the stock price skyrocketing because they're going to be using this money to transform the company from a brick and mortar store to an e-commerce giant. So I only see good things ahead for GameStop. Now, the thing is, yes, we did went tumbling down. We also know that this stock can literally flip on just a flip of a switch, flip of a quarter, whatever you want, whatever metaphor or simile you want to use. Like, it can literally flip, and tomorrow we could be back up the rate where we're trading. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if we literally bounce and we go right back up. It wouldn't shock me in the least. But what I'm seeing is, with the volume being so low, essentially what we're doing is we're just consolidating within. I'm just gonna hop out here to this day time frame. We're essentially just consolidating through this whole entire wedge. Now, the only thing I don't like about this is we did break this ascending level of support that I have here today. We did end up breaking through that, which isn't technically a good sign for the stock, in my opinion. Now, what we could do is we could draw out the wedge from all the way back here and go through and find our touch points all the way through here. So let's do that now. So all the way down here, 38.80. And then we need to have 3 valid touch points. So we take, really, ideally with trend lines, you want to do from the most recent to the past. So we do only really have 3 touch points right now. We have here 38.80. We have this red candle here. We have this green candle here. So 4 technical touch points. But a lot of our touch points are back here, which isn't a good sign. That indicates more of a bearish trend line versus a bullish trend line of our recent history being good. So if we take a look here at the 15-day moving average, it is hooking down towards the 60-day moving average, and the 200 EMA is sitting here at 87.50, 87.15, or 15-day moving average is sitting at 162.81, and then our 60-day moving average is sitting at 156.48. So we are trading below our 60-day moving average, which technically puts us in bearish territory. The thing that I want to keep reiterating is nothing has fundamentally changed. This absolutely still can get squoze. This is not a doom and gloom situation. We have been here before and we have gone back up. So just be patient, take a deep breath. Everything is going to be all right, as Bob Marley has said before. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but in my personal opinion, I am absolutely not worried about this one single bit. Now, the RSI is sitting here at 40.08. We do have a bearish MACD also on the day time frame. So when we look at this from a TA perspective, it screams that we're headed for bearish territory. However, knowing this stock and how it moves, it can literally just say, well, TA, that's what you say, great. I'm just going to go up because we get the buying pressure, we get volume stepping in, and all that kind of stuff. And personally, in my opinion, this is purely my opinion and my theory. I think if AMC were to squeeze, I think it's going to cause a cascading effect through all these meme stocks like Naked Costs, like GameStop, BlackBerry, Noke, and anyone who really got wrapped up within the meme stock bubble, essentially, back in January. I think one of them squeezing is going to cause a lot of others to start squeezing, because the same people who are shorting AMC are also shorting GameStop, who are also shorting Cost, who are also shorting Naked, who are, and so forth, kind of thing. Because when they all scores back in January, it was all the same people responsible for the short positions, so keep that in mind. But what I really want to do is hop over here to Stock O Tracker and really just highlight our current in the money calls, our current shares to borrow, our current ETF shares, because Stock O Tracker does cover ETF shares while Ortex does not. So I wanted to add this to my tool arsenal. Currently, right now, we do have 527 shares in the money. We have 718 calls that will become in the money at $150. We have 150,000 short shares of GME that are available at a 1.1% fee as of right now. There's only 43,052 short ETF shares for GME. Now, that's really interesting that our short ETFs are less than our actual shares, which tells me that what the shorts are trying to do is not just have influence on GameStop, but trying to have influence on whatever is encompassing within this ETF. So keep that in mind. Now, the thing to really take a look at here is we can see throughout the day, we saw a lot of shorts just decrease through the short ETFs. So that is definitely something that they're going through. They may not necessarily be using just short shares through GameStop. So we see that here at 16:48, which would be 4:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there's 150,000 available. And then if we hop all the way back here to 2:48 today, the borrow fee was 0.9%, and there was only 20,000 shares available, and there was only 43,487 shares available for ETFs. So the shorts are attacking GameStop and other stocks from multiple different directions. They're not just doing it through the stock itself, they're doing it through ETFs also, which doesn't surprise me and really explains, when we hop in here, this downward movement. And then if we take into account that the market also was negative, not just in S&P, Dow Jones, and NASDAQ, all of it was negative. Most tech and growth stocks were also negative today, and GameStop has been trading similarly to these tech and growth stocks. So when you add all this together, it definitely does do some explaining and tells us that GameStop is right now being essentially just beaten down by the shorts. Now, the thing that I will say is, with our volume being so low, a lot of people are just holding on to the stock. A lot of people there are going to be the occasional paper handers. We cannot do anything about that. People are going to paper hand because they have their risk management they need to manage their risk accordingly. Keep in mind, we all are human beings. We do need to manage our risk. Some people put money, I know that there's people that put their life savings into this kind of thing, and it gets to a certain point, they have to manage the risk and they have to say, no, I can't go past this point, and they have to paper hand because of their risk point. So just keep that in mind. It's going to happen. We can't stop it from happening. So just let it be. Manage your risk accordingly. Be smart about your decisions. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but we are seeing some paper handing too. But it's not excessive at all. This is occasionally happening. A lot of this is shorts driving down the stock via short ETFs and short shares through the stock. I also wouldn't be surprised if they are shorting the stock via naked shorts also. But if we hop back over here to Stocko Tracker and then we cover our short interest, we see that it increased through Ortex 3.17% today. So we're sitting back at 22.2% of our short interest or free float. Current short interest is 11.27 million shares. Last reported as of the 26th of April was 11.11 million. We saw that borrowed shares today was 795,800. Keep in mind, this number right here doesn't include these short ETFs. Doesn't include it at all. This only includes the GameStop shares. So only GameStop shares. It does not include short ETFs. So they're completely different numbers. So we at least saw 795,800 shares that were borrowed today. We do have a positive borrow change. So we know that at least possibly 422,100 shares were used today. We do have our current short interest sitting here at 13.3 million. Our days to cover is sitting at 0.6. But keep in mind, this is estimated as of our 3-month on loan days to cover. So what I've done here is I've brought out a couple different indicators. So if you want, pause this video really quickly to take a look at this, and I'll explain each one of these indicators. So the red line indicates our shares on loan. The blue line indicates our exchange reported short interest. Our yellow line indicates the estimated short interest of free float. The cyan line is the days to cover on the 1-month time frame off of our estimated short interest. And then the orange line down here is the cost to borrow standard out of all positions. So return positions and new positions and currently held positions. So keep that in mind. I'm using this all position because it's going to encompass everything, so we have a broader picture to take a look at. So the huge thing to take a look at here is our days to cover is sitting at 1.55. Our cost to borrow is sitting at 0.62. Our short interest to free float as of Friday was 21.53. We do know it's up to 22.2%. It's estimated right now. It's not, could continue to go up. Our shares on loan are essentially 13.3 million, which lines up. So really the huge thing to take a look at here for the day is everything is continuing to go up. This absolutely still can get squeezed. The shorts are still absolutely hammering the stock. Our short interest is still sky high. It is not as high as it was on the original squeeze, but it's still absolutely squeezable because I still believe that that one of these stocks squeezing is going to cause all the others to squeeze because the same people are behind it. But if you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to drop a comment down below. Also, if you do like this trading platform that I am using right here, it is called Webull. My referral link is down below in the description of this video. You do get 2 free stocks when you join Webull. I also do get a free stock as well because you use my affiliate code. You get your 2 free stocks, one when your account's approved, and then the other when you deposit $100 on the platform. And if you do use my referral code, all that I ask is that you drop the 2 free stocks that you get down in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.